In today's lesson, we're going to be exploring how we can use technology to boost our IELTS score. So I'm going to be showing you some ways to get free Part 1 questions, how to get your IELTS essays corrected by AI for free, how you can get model essays and also find a speaking partner, all coming up in today's lesson. Let's get into it. Welcome, my name is Eli and I run the website EnglishProTips.com. In today's lesson, we're going to be exploring how we can use technology to improve our English and boost our IELTS score. So we're going to be using ChatGPT, we're going to be using Busuu, and I'm even going to be showing you some lesser known features of my website, EnglishProTips.com. So the first tool I want to show you is ChatGPT. So basically, ChatGPT is an advanced chat AI bot, and we can use it to boost our IELTS score and to learn a lot of useful English. So here's one thing I like to do. Can you please give me 5 Part 1 IELTS questions? Okay, let's see what it says. Sure, here are 5 sample Part 1 questions for IELTS. What is your full name? Yes, very common. Can you tell me where you're from? Very common. Do you work or are you a student? This is actually the most common Part 1 question. What do you do for work or study? Do you live in a house or an apartment? So all typical Part 1 questions. And we can ask for more. Can we have 5 more questions, please? I think it's always good to be polite. Certainly. Here are 5 additional Part 1 questions. Can you describe your hometown? Do you like to travel? What is your favourite kind of music? What do you like to do in your free time? Do you think it's important to learn a foreign language? Okay, absolutely brilliant. So we've got all of these Part 1 questions from ChatGPT, and we can also get Part 2 questions. Can you give me a Part 2 IELTS topic? Okay, so let's give ChatGPT a moment to find a Part 2 topic for us. Okay, it's got one already. Describe a place you have visited that has had a lasting impression on you. You should include the name of the place, where it is located, what you did there, and what made it memorable for you. Great. So we can just continually ask for more and more resources. Can I have another one, please? Certainly. Here's another Part 2 topic for IELTS. Describe a person who has had a significant influence on your life. You should include who the person is, how you know this person, what the person has done to influence your life, how you feel about this person, and the influence that they have had on you. Okay, this is a very typical, again, Part 2 topic. So ChatGPT is right on the mark for helping us to improve our IELTS. But it doesn't just stop there. ChatGPT can also help us to improve our language. So for example, it says, describe a person who has had a significant influence on your life. Okay, I could say, my father has had a significant impact on my life. I have spent a lot of time talking him. And then, so you notice I've said talking him and I haven't said talking with him or talking to him. Now I can send this. Can you correct my answer? Okay, let's see if it can spot the mistake I made. My father has had a significant impact on my life. I've spent a lot of time with him. So a lot of time with him or a lot of time talking to him. So it's changed talking him to spend a lot of time with him. That's okay. I would have also preferred to see, for example, talking to him or talking with him. And then we can ask this: what mistakes did I make? And then ChatGPT is actually going to identify the mistakes that you made and then point them out to you and that's going to make it easier for us to learn from these mistakes. So in the original sentence, I have spent a lot of time talking him. There are two mistakes. Talking him is incorrect grammar. To express the idea of spending time talking with someone, the correct phrase is talking to him. Okay, great. So this is the correction I wanted to see. Now, we could write entire answers for part 1, we could write entire answers for part 2, or we could write entire IELTS essays and have ChatGPT help us. In fact, we could even go a step further, and instead of us writing the essays, we could get ChatGPT to write the essays. So let's go back here and say, can you write an IELTS essay for this topic? Teenagers should have regular exams at secondary school as this will prepare them better for life after leaving school. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? Okay, so let's see. Could ChatGPT even write an IELTS model essay for us? Okay, it's already doing it. I'm not going to read out the entire essay because that would just take too long, and I've got a lot of other features that I want to show you in this video, as well as taking you through Busuu, which I think you're also going to find very useful. But sure enough, here's an IELTS essay being written by AI right in front of me in real time. And what you could do even with that is have it translated into your first language. So you could have it translated into Mandarin or Spanish or Portuguese or Russian. And you could even do something like turn this essay into a gap fill. Or you could say, which collocations did you use in the essay? Okay. And then what we can do is we can learn the collocations that appear in this essay, and we can study them and use them in our own essays. So here are the collocations used in the essay. Regular exams, great collocation, secondary school, prepare for life, to what extent, agree or disagree. So these are all useful collocations, and then we could write our own essay and then have ChatGPT evaluate our essay and correct the mistakes. So a lot of collocations in this essay. All right, thank you very much, ChatGPT. Before we move on, there's actually one other feature of ChatGPT that I want to point out. And let's take some language from this essay that we want to learn, like drawbacks. This is a very useful very useful word for us to put in our IELTS essays. Can you give me 5 example sentences with drawbacks? In fact, let's just put drawback singular. Okay, let's see if it can come up with 5 example sentences. 1. One drawback of working from home is the lack of social interaction. Great, that's a grammatically correct sentence. The biggest drawback of the new smartphone is the short battery life. Perfect. Okay, and it's got 3 more grammatically correct sentences to help us learn the word drawback. So ChatGPT is an incredibly powerful tool to help you with your IELTS preparation. The next tool that I want to show you today is a language website and app called Busuu, who have kindly sponsored today's lesson. Now, one thing about ChatGPT is that you've got to kind of know the questions that you want to ask, and actually that's pretty difficult. I know what questions I want to ask because I've been a teacher for many years, and I know how to ask things like tell me some collocations, write an essay, what are some part 1 questions. Now, Busuu is very useful because they've created an entire curriculum for you, so you can just work through the Busuu material, and that's going to improve your English skills and improve your IELTS score as well. So you'll notice they've got their complete English course, which takes you from beginner A1 level to advanced C1 level. So you'll see that that goes from below band 4 at A1 to all the way up to band 8. So by following Busuu's curriculum, you can go from below band 4 level to band 8 level English, although it will take time. You've got a premium version of Busuu which gets rid of adverts, but there is a free version as well, and you can start studying immediately. Now, what I'll do is I'll take us into the complete English course, and I'll just show you a little bit what a Busuu lesson is like. So going on vacation, let's resume this lesson.
To find your way around.
To find your way around. So this is some language it's teaching us around, I think this was a B1 level lesson. And we can continue.
To get in contact with someone.
To get in contact with someone. Now Busuu knows that it's a good idea to learn language in chunks. So it's not just giving you words, it's giving you functional chunks of language that you can learn. And that's because Busuu has been created by specialists in language learning. Okay, and then Busuu also knows that a good idea is to test you directly. You're not just passively listening, you're actively involved in the learning experience. So let's see if we can do this together. Why don't you get in contact with the hotel and ask them if they provide towels? There we go. Okay, we got that one right. Let's leave this lesson. I want to show you one other function of Busuu. Well, two other functions I want to show you of Busuu that I think is really useful. One is the community function, which is basically allows you to correct people that learn the language that you speak. And also if you write material, if you write answers, if you speak your answers out, then you can be corrected by native speakers of that language. We've also got this review section. So all of the language that you've been learning in the Busuu courses, you can review. So if you click on review now,
City break.
You can learn phrases like, what was that?
City break.
Okay, that was city break. There we go, we got that right. And we can continue.
Get away.
Get away. Now, if I click, let's continue.
Laid back.
If I click I don't know, then Busuu is going to remember that I don't know that vocabulary, and it's going to show me that vocabulary later on. And by doing that, it's going to improve my chances of learning the vocabulary that I find difficult to learn. So that's extremely useful. Now you can try Busuu for free. There's going to be a link below this video. And in fact, I'm talking about learning Busuu or using Busuu to learn English, but actually you can learn many different languages on Busuu. So check the link out below this video, start learning English, and also try experimenting with learning some of the other languages that you're interested in learning. The next use of technology that I want to show you is to use Grammarly and Writer.com to get your essays checked. So let's take our example essay that ChatGPT wrote for us, and let's put it through Grammarly and also Writer.com, which are free punctuation checkers, to see whether it's a good essay. Okay, so we've got 15 suggestions from Grammarly. So ChatGPT likes to say on one hand, but Grammarly prefers on the one hand, which I must agree with. I do prefer on the one hand. Anyway, we can use Grammarly. We can also use writer.com/punctuation checker. We'll put in the same essay from ChatGPT and we'll see what happens. Okay, this is also flagged up, this on one hand. So it's not technically incorrect, but on the one hand does sound better. So we could click on that and we could have it changed directly in the essay itself. So check out Grammarly.com and then sentence checker, and also check out Writer.com punctuation checker. And this is a way to get your IELTS essays corrected for free. Right, the next thing I want to show you is actually my website, EnglishProTips.com, and I want to take you in here, which is the speaking simulations. So this is a way of using technology to improve your speaking. And this is something that I created a while ago, and I've actually found a lot more students recently have been using it and finding it very useful. Let me show you how it works. Basically, welcome to the speaking simulation. Before you start, I need to share some important information with you. Okay, right. So you've got this video of me. I'm introducing the speaking simulation. Now below you've got this record button. So you click record, you go through the speaking simulation, and an examiner or a fake examiner will ask you questions, and you're going to be recording your answers, and at the end you can download your answers and listen back to them. So
Number one, you will need some paper.
Let me show you exactly what it's like in the actual test. So this is your examiner. His name's Kieran from Ireland.
We'll first talk about where you live. Which town or city do you live in?
Well, I currently live in Edinburgh. It's the capital city of Scotland, and I've been living here for a good while now. I was actually born in London, but I moved here when I was 4, and I spent a brief spell in Dublin, but I've returned to Edinburgh recently.
Do you like?
Okay, so you see the way the speaking evaluation works. So speaking simulations, and you can get to it by becoming a free member of EnglishProTips.com, going to your member dashboard and then going here, speaking simulations. Alright, now you might be thinking, I don't really want to be speaking to a computer or speaking to an AI bot. I want to be speaking to a real human. And actually you can use technology to help you with that as well. So in particular, you can use Facebook and a lot of these useful IELTS groups to help you find a language partner. So I've got a group, this is the English Pro Tips IELTS group. And if you go on to this group, there's a post here. Are you looking for a speaking buddy? Find one here. And you'll find that actually lots of people have commented below explaining who they are, where they're from, and what IELTS band score they're looking for. And what this group allows you to do is to connect directly to these people, and that's a great way to practice your IELTS speaking, but with a real person as well. So hopefully you'll go on to this Facebook group, you'll find somebody that you reckon you can connect with, and maybe you can meet up with them regularly before you go to do your IELTS speaking test. Right, let me know which of these tools, which of these functions, which of these ways you've preferred. I'd be very interested to especially find out different ways that you're using ChatGPT, different ways that you're using Busuu, and whether you've been able to find an IELTS speaking partner. Best of luck with all of your studies, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye then.